check.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We're gonna call this the bonus round episode of the Twitch podcast here, and of course, we had to do it right this time and have a good friend and also a past previous guest on the podcast. I think it was episode 35 or 38. I don't remember off the top of my head, but go check it out. All major streaming platforms. But we got the homie here, Miguel, the owner, the creative of the clothing brand Mind and Soul, which is rocking the fucking sleek hat, as you can, the sleek hat right here, as you can see. But here we are, brother.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
It up. Thank you. I like that. It's
the little things, right, that make a huge difference. So here we go, man.
Yeah, first of all, cheers.
Dude, we gotta fucking pop off right, of course. And just there we go.
First off, thank you for having me on this like bonus round episode.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
You guys
are
about to hit 100, which is amazing. That is real commitment right there to keep going 100 episodes and then having me on for the third time. And you know what's awesome about this podcast?
Yeah, man, talk to me.
Is you guys have recorded my journey.
Like, dude.
And that is something that I look back to all the time. And I'm so happy to be a part of this growth that you guys are doing, and then giving me a platform to like put myself out there, to be vulnerable, right?
Yeah, man.
And thank you for being with me at the beginning, in the middle, and then now here, right? And
dude.
Thank you so much,
dude. And I think it's the reason why I feel like you were a good person to have here on the pod in general, but over on this bonus episode, I guess you can say, is, you know, obviously I've been keeping eye on what you've been doing from the time that we recorded the first time that you were on the podcast, right? And I feel like you're a good example of really being about the action, actually doing what you say you're going to do. And that's important because a lot of people, and I can be in that a candidate in that, right? Where I would say I would do certain things in the past, but I would never like go ahead and actually be about that action and do it. But you, my friend, I mean, from that time, from when we spoke to you the first time up until now, I feel like you've been making some pretty good moves in the sense of networking. You know, releasing your second, the second season for your lineup.
Yeah,
wasn't it? And we'll get into that too as well. But it's just important to know that this right here, what we're recording, is important. I want you to talk about it because I feel it's also a reminder that, you know, it's really nothing until you really go ahead and do it. And I feel like I got to give you your kudos right now and know, like, dude, I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm proud that you're actually going ahead and taking the stage and to actually, you know, go through with these things and these ideas and making them happen. So, dude, cheers to what so far what you've achieved, and I hope, you know, big and better things. Yes, and I hope that you achieve your goals. But I mean, dude, let's start it off from where we left off from the past previous episode. I know the homie Brett's not here. Miss you, brother. Yeah, feel better. He had a little knee. Yeah, hope his knee heals. Yeah, for sure. So shout out to the White Rhino. Sucks he can't be here. He can't be here on this episode. But I mean, let's kind of let's go and continue where we left off last time. So what have you been up to since then on the past? It was a while ago. I think, as I say, it was in the 30s, episode 35 or 38, one of those two. But what you been up to after that, man?
Oh, I've been grinding, masterminding, perfecting the craft. Okay. Like, honestly, just completely honing in, tunnel vision on my goals, business plan, and just what I can do in the time that I have, right? So since the last release, which you guys recorded, and we did live with them, it's all on episode 35,
38, something like that,
So after that, I dug deeper into like garments and material and whatnot, and I found better stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't stop with the homework, and I came across a vendor out in Portugal that was making better quality, I would say.
Yeah.
And when I got a hold of these shirts, these sweaters, these sweats, I had like an epiphany moment where I was like, damn, it just got real again, you know? And I thought I peaked with what I released and my first drop, right? And I went through this phase of like not sleeping for 2 weeks or so.
Oh shit, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, excuse me. Because I was gonna switch vendors, right? Mm-hmm. Because I found something better, and I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do this. You know, why wouldn't I do this? And of course, the doubt came in, and like all these questions popped in my head, and I did my best to answer everything. And I was like, you know what? My gut's feeling right on this.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it. I'm just taking the jump. Let people talk, because everyone's gonna have some opinion, but you gotta ignore all that. I just went with my gut feeling, and it was absolutely the right decision, man. I should have made it faster, but I guess that's part of the process of doing this.
Yeah.
But after I did it, man, it just like hit. It was a complete success. I sold out. I sold out first drop, everything for the colors. I'm not wearing one of the shirts right now, and I'll definitely come by and give you one. That's white, black, cream, and vintage wash. All of them sold out. And the thing that made these garments so much better was just the feel, man. It was such a nice texture on the skin. The collars were a little bit tighter. So just imagine a pro club at a better, higher quality, right? And that's the best way I can explain these shirts. And that became my staple was quality, right? And that's where I started from the very get-go, is keeping with that promise, right? And that was not just to me, but to my customers and everybody that's been supporting me, because I know in the future you might toss a tee or you might like give it away in the future, but if you have that one tee that you absolutely love, I know you're going to hold on to it. And the thing that stands the trials of time is quality, bro. It'll always come back, and it'll always be your go-to tee, man. And that's when I was like, that's what I got to do. And that's why after I made the decision, it was so easy. And I was right, because everything sold out. Everything sold out. And I did the homework behind all of it, and it's going so good, bro, and it's going so well that I actually flew out to LA to meet with the distributor, with this vendor, because I was like, I want you guys to know who I am, and I want to know who you guys are.
The face behind the brand type.
Yeah. So I was telling you earlier that the one thing that got me the furthest was a handshake, right? Just proper introduction, and it really has gotten me to further lengths than DMing people or emailing people. And speaking of that, we'll go into another story with going into the next phase of my master plan, right? So after I flew down to LA, I couldn't really meet them because I figured like COVID lifted and whatnot, so they'd be able to talk to me in person, but they didn't. So we just had like a Zoom talk or whatever, and we're on good terms. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm ready to keep going, right? To progress. Like, what's the next step? So after coming back, I did some homework. I actually did something that is very important to me, and that's getting out of debt, man. It was like, it's such a good feeling.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah, dude. I am, debt free. I'm going into my 30s, buying my first asset, right? So that's the next phase of my business plan, which was the creative outlet, was to become a manufacturing production company, man. So it was like levels, and I'm getting closer to just having complete control of just my business, my life, my financial freedom, all of it, man. I'm so much closer to just completely doing what I want every single day and making money off of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude. So like, I've have to give homage to pay homage to or however you say it, right?
Yeah. Right? We know what you mean. Yeah, the people know what you mean.
Yeah, right. So don't tear me up later in comments. So to Nipsey Hussle, man, I read it.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
So I listened to a book that was written by him. I forgot the writer and the title, but I listened to that whole book, and his business plan was explained in that book, and I was just like, that's what I got to do. He just literally paved it out, put his blueprint out there. And the thing is anyone can do it, man.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to have to go through tons of like feelings and emotions that I mean, the best way I can say from my personal experience that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Or like trials and tribulations, right? Like, do I do this? Do I do that? Or do I just wait? Whatever, right? But I feel like every move I made was perfect, man. It just worked out in my favor because I built this business strategy in my mind to where if I like do something or someone does something for me, I make sure it goes full circle, because I caught on to like, if I'm happy and you're happy in this business transaction, we're both going to output our best performance, man. So I always do my best to come through with any favor, with any like promise that I make, so it comes back in my favor with good karma, right? Or whatever you want to say. And it's absolutely worked out 100% like in my favor, in a positive direction.
That's good, man, dude. I mean, with all that being said, it's very interesting. You know, I love how you go into detail with it. But what's important is the one things that stick out to me when we with what you just said, everything, right? Is you pay so much attention to detail and quality. And I think that's important with any product, that if you're putting any certain type of product out, you definitely have to think about the quality that you're putting out, because that's representing you in the end.
Yes.
And I feel that you're the type of person, from the conversations we'd had when you would message me and stuff, you would talk to me about how you would want to put out the best quality stuff out there to the people, to, you know, when they purchase it and then they receive it in hand. And I'll tell you what, those sweaters that you released that first time when I caught the black one, I could just tell by like wearing it. I'm like, this is a nice, like, I love how it felt on me. And it's like, it just feels like really good quality. That's how I felt about it. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where it's so important. I feel like people kind of think, you know, you put so much thought into it, where, like, I love how you're planning it out and you really go into really, really deep detail into this, because we talk off the podcast, right? And all that, like, you'll send me messages and all that. And it's
kudos,
like,
always,
dude, I always enjoy having those conversations, because I can tell how much you're really pouring into this. And it's dope to see, because like I said, we can wind back the time and go back to when we first crossed paths and how I met you, you know, just another cat on the party scene and all that.
Yeah.
Fast forward, it's
right,
like you
dude?
see the evolution, but now I see that when you're really putting your mind into something that really means so much to you, it's amazing to see. I feel like, and this is just from my personal perspective and experience, is like there's not many people that come around in that certain area, I guess you can say, because like I said, a lot of people can say a bunch of stuff that they want to do this, do that, but when you apply the pressure and actually do it, that's the question. But you, my friend, you've been doing it, and so far, like I said, you've had some successes with what you released so far, and from what you're saying, I mean, the people love the product that you're putting out. And dude, I mean, it's nothing but good stuff to say about you, and for people to know, I mean, this is why I wanted to have you back on the podcast, because I feel like your journey so far from back then up until now, those type of stories you want to captivate, because like I've known you, dude. Like I've known you for a good while, to where, you know, you just don't know what certain people are like, their outcomes are going to be down in the future.
Oh God,
and
dude,
honestly, like I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Yeah. I was like, this dude's just about the party life, and that's it. You know, he's out here just to have a good time. And that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
But
dude,
again, things always turn out to be the opposite, which I'm glad to see everything worked out in your favor. And it seems like you're in a good space right now with your clothing brand and everything aside from your personal life and all that stuff. So it's awesome to see. And I think this is the important stuff what the Tip Touch podcast is about, to really come across these individuals that have interesting backgrounds. But along with that, it's like you said, it trials and tribulations to get to a certain point with it's a goal they want to achieve and all that. It's so dope to really capture those moments so it can influence somebody else out there that's going to watch this.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my God. That's an example right there.
Yeah. So, Eduardo, he's known me since I lived in Washington. So not many people know this, but, I was a party machine, dude. Like I, made a lot of bad decisions, and, I'm glad that we stayed in touch.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for that. And goddamn, dude, I'm glad you stuck around, because I was making some bad decisions, just going ham all the fucking time, you know. And I'm sorry to cuss, but
no, it's all good, man.
Damn, I was young, dumb, and full of cum.
That was your nickname, Reckless. Right? We used to call it. I literally had this dude under the pseudonym in my phone, Reckless. Literally, that's what it was.
Oh my God, dude! And to come like 180 right from that point, and then stay on my path was so different, because I had no idea what I was getting into, right? And then the thing is I thought that this was gonna be life, right? Like, just let's get fucked up, let's drink, let's like smoke some pot, whatever, hang out with friends, blah blah blah. And then I guess at one point in my life I hit it where I was like, this is getting boring, right? This is getting boring, or this isn't enough for me. And I had to do something, right? And at one point, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I was blaming a lot of people that didn't need to be blamed, and like just work and the situations I was in, and none of it was anyone else's fault but mine, right? And then once that came, into like my mindset, and I could turn my life around, that's when I was like, I need to take control of what I'm doing, where I'm going, what I'm doing with my time. And the big thing about that made me realize that was working, shitty jobs, right? Because I was like, I was just having a conversation with my cousin about the term creative, right? Creativity. And for everyone out there that thinks that, creativity stops at a certain point, you need to stop thinking like that, because it doesn't. It just keeps going. And I remember I told him, we were talking, and I was telling him that, like, I remember when I was a busboy, I remember like washing dishes and stuff and telling like myself, like, I hate everybody here, like, fuck everybody.
Just in a bad zone, right? Just in a bad zone.
Yeah, I'm just like, nobody knows me. I'm gonna be like something great. I'm gonna become like this, like, DJ, a designer. I'm gonna have like a clothing brand under my name, like all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it all, and no one can tell me I couldn't, right? And I'm like 18, 19 at the time, super naive of the world. And as time progressed, I'm actually getting so much closer to that than I'd ever thought, And it was just me pushing for that goal, that dream, that idea. And I only saw the big picture for the longest time, and I'm glad I kept on to that. But dissecting that big picture and then taking it one step at a time is what got me to push through those moments of like, do you stop when COVID hits? Do you stop when you have family issues? Do you stop when people come to you for help? Like, are you going to quit when this happens? Oh, shipping isn't going to go the way you thought it would. Now you got to email a bunch of people telling them that their stuff's going to come late. Like, you don't break. I'm going to tell you straight up that you don't stop through any of that. And I feel like COVID, during that lockdown, it brought a lot of hustlers out. Or you just conform to, like, being scared of what else is out there. Because, dude, I announced my first launch right when COVID started, and it hit me psychologically more than it did physically, because I was like, I made all these promises, I like got called out by a bunch of people, and I was ready to go, and the next thing you know, they're like, we're not receiving shipments from whatever anymore, and we're going on lockdown, and guess what, you can't go outside, and you know what, we work in the same area, we worked through that whole thing, whole fucking lockdown, so that just goes to show me that, like, you don't stop, you just keep going, because time, life, whatever, it's just going to keep rolling. The ball's going to keep rolling, and you just got to roll with it. Pivot.
Right. You got to adapt to the situation. Yeah, that's right. We actually haven't talked all the way. That was way before COVID when we had in those episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So I feel like that probably opened up different perspectives on your end to really know, like, at this point, it's like adapt or die at that point. You know what I'm saying? You really have to fucking, figure out a way how you're going to, continue on with your launch at that point, right?
Yeah,
and man. More than anything, that really happened after that. I mean, through that, I think you were still keeping like your eyes on the prize, and you went through with it all, and everything kind of worked out to your advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it really took that. I feel like for everybody at that point when everything was going on, we were going on lockdown, to really scheme and figure out a way how you're going to go through with whatever. And I think for me, on my personal end, during that time, those were the beginning stages of when we really started taking this podcast seriously. So I was really in the mind state of myself, like, what's one thing that I can learn in my time that I have being at home? And I just learned the basics of editing, or I learned the basics and how to, like, what camera to use to record these episodes that you're going to see now. I really took my time to analyze everything that I possibly could. Cause I'm at that point, it's like, you either have time to just not do nothing that's going to gain you anything, any knowledge, and sit there, or say that you at least went on YouTube or any of the resources out there that are available for anybody to go look at and learn, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And honestly, man, if anybody's about like that action in regards to you want to do something and make it happen, you're going to find any possible way to do it.
That's a fact.
And then it's like, because that's going to really separate the people from that do it, don't do it, and they don't survive at that point, like from reaching your ultimate goal or whatever it is. And like I said, there's small examples, and I just had to, like, pretty much say, fuck it, I have to go and do it and figure it out, because nobody's going to help me at that point. It's all on me. It relies me on Brett. And up until this point, and again, as much as I say this as many times as I can, it's only been me and him.
Yeah,
nobody else.
And you guys,
what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm proud of that to think, because I don't rely on anybody.
100
I can't at
episodes,
this point.
Man. That's
dude. And that's, to me, I'm proud of that. Yeah, like it might not be we're like we're fucking like, oh yeah, we're doing this, doing that. No, I'm proud of that. We made it 200 episodes.
Yeah,
just me and him.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, I feel you on that when you're saying that. You know, you probably had to definitely. I'm assuming you learned a lot through that whole lockdown, dude.
Big time. I learned that life's just not gonna stop, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why are we like locked down when I still gotta go to work? What the hell? Right, and then I remember being at work and seeing people drop, right, of COVID or being sick, and I'm just like, can we go home yet? And they're like, no, you gotta come in the next day, and I'm like, what the hell? So, so I guess that's the power of persistence, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that I kicked into my brain and in my everyday logic, and now I feel like I've mastered it. You could always learn more, but I'm having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing now. I have like this business plan that I'm going with. I've connected, with people that are helping me. And I was telling you earlier that, I've introduced a lot of people to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And networking. One of my friends was calling me the bridge not too long ago. I told you that. And I don't mean to sound like too like egotistic or whatever. But that's what I'm doing, And that's one thing that I feel like in our community of creatives in this world, creativity or whatever, because I feel like after COVID hit and then you came into this like new world after it, the creatives boomed. I feel like, people picked up these crafts, these niches that they didn't know that they could do, making custom cups, tables, because you had to make money. You couldn't work. So like, what are you going to do to get your bills paid, food on? So people started using that creative side of their brains. And that's one thing I caught on to during COVID. And that's when I was like, you know what? Someone isn't introducing people to other people that could really benefit off of each other's knowledge and or associates. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I know you, you guys can meet, do whatever you guys want. And then I was just like trying to build this circle, because at first I thought like I had to get into other people's circle. But I was like, you know what? I don't have to do it that way. I'm going to do it my way, right? And that was it, was just to introduce more people to other people so they can do their thing. Yeah. And then eventually it'll get back to me, whatever. I don't care. I'm not looking for any favors or handouts, but I just know that like what I'm doing for other people, someone wasn't doing it for me. So that's why I was like, I'm going to step up and I'm going to build those bridges. If people want to burn them down or whatever, break them, so be it. But like, I will do what I can to help you get to that next level.
And I think that's really important, especially in today's era, right? Everything, we can say that everything's within social media. It's a huge platform. You can definitely network with people there, but it's important. And I agree with you that the most important way of networking is me going up to you. What's up, Miguel? I'm Eduardo, Tip Podcast. You're like, Miguel, Mind and Soul. Yeah. Boom. Have a conversation up there. I actually know the person behind that, to know like, do I really would I want to collaborate with this individual? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What would I benefit off that, pretty much from your clothing company with my podcast? Yeah. And it goes hand in hand at that point. We can figure out and be creative to figure out a way how we can interlink those and make something happen. Boom. And then that's how it happens, I think, with the people you introduce to others, where how could we do something in regards of a collaboration to where it could help us both and boost us up. And that's important, right? Yes. So, and I've been seeing you too. I mean, like I said, I'm a person of just being kind of low key and just kind of spotting out like people that I've been following, and you've been definitely hitting up the events and doing all that stuff. So, I mean, that's one thing I want to talk about now. So with networking in mind, like, what are some of the events that you felt like you really had like good, I guess, connections with people and figured like, okay, this is something that I'm definitely going to be more key on, to where I'm going to be going to events so they can really see like introduce myself, but also as well the product that I'm providing right here and there.
Yes. So here we go. It's a list, right? So first of all, shout out to my cousin Armando in Color Studios. He throws events out in Pioneer Square. Yeah, and you guys should follow him on Instagram. They definitely do a lot of creative activities and a lot of social gatherings. Very good people, great hospitality. The vibe is amazing, man. It like if you go to an event, man, it's just like a room full of such high creativity, dude. that you just feel really comfortable being there,
Okay.
being yourself. You don't have to like fake it to be like kicking it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really, really good vibes, man. It's just like a good time the whole time. Definitely follow him on the gram to see what's the next event gonna be. They try and do one a month.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely hit them up. You know, Colors Studio Seattle on Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to Color Studio. Shout out.
And then the mediums collectors boys,
Okay.
Roger and Caesar. You know, they passed me the baton. They sent me an invite to go to an event, and that event was super fun, man. I had a lot of good times. I got to meet a lot of good people. I got to see like the hip hop Seattle culture coming out of this like lockdown, I guess you would say. You know, this like pre-COVID hype that's building up. And if you're not from Seattle, I'd recommend coming to visit because it's moving, man. You know, you got the Martial Law Band, you got Young Bree, you got Kid Cambo, you got
Heezy.
Heezy, you
Guada.
got Guada, yeah. And John Thomas, a bunch of these Webby Webb. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm saying anybody's names wrong, but it's just like this movement of just like hip hop creativity, style, and just like living it up is just booming out of Seattle right now, and I want to be a part of it. So like the best way to be a part of it is to be there, and other than that, it's just going to other concerts, right? To like mom and pop shows or these events that are happening, and actually just showing face, man. Just showing face, fist bumping, handshakes, drinking some beers, shooting this shit, and getting to know people who they really are. Because once you start vibing with someone, you can just like feel a lot more comfortable with people. And I learned that too with one of my big purchases that I just made was with Brother, the direct-to-garment printing. They're very big, based out of the United States. I was emailing with one of their representatives, and we were talking for a few days through email, and we weren't like communicating that well. I don't think he was understanding what I was saying and where I was coming from. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this guy a call because he's a busy man, right? Chad. So I give him a call. We talk for a good 15 minutes, and within that 15 minutes, I was able to get to understand this guy, and even better, he was able to understand me. And then after that, when he sent me this quote for like my next step in my business, it was just like the greatest, like not a handout, but the greatest deal I could ever get, right? Because he hooked me up, man. It was just such a good hookup. I couldn't pass on it, and because of him and us talking, I'm able to get to that next level, man. And it took a conversation, right, through the phone, because text and email wasn't enough. So I was like, yes. After we talked, he sent me the quota. Amazing. Like, he just hooked me up. It was just such a great deal. I couldn't pass up on it. I took it. I signed. I'm getting financed through them, and now I'm getting ready to make the next big step in my vision, which is complete control of everything I got going on. And
so everything's in-house pretty much.
In-house, baby. Okay. And shout out to All Money In, right? Nipsey Hussle again.
All Money In.
Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna quote a lot of his stuff throughout here because I saw what he was doing, and they did it with nothing. They did it with no help, right? So I was like, why can't we do that? And that's what he said. He was saying that you don't have to wait for a handout or like look for help or whatever. You can literally do it on your own.
Yeah. Right.
And it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard or whatever. But the thing is you pass through those emotions, those trials, those like why me's or like why the hell is this not working out the way it should? It's going to get better, dude, because what's on the other side of your struggle or like this hard point in time is exactly what you want, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like people quit when they hit that point. But little do you know, if you just pushed that one day extra or gave in that extra hour, on the other side of that is fucking you smiling, bro. Financial freedom, whatever it is, hanging out with friends, accomplishing a big goal, getting a big project done, whatever it is, dude. That's how you do it, man.
Definitely. And it's I love that you're in that same mindset, because I think it's important to have people like that within the same, like within your squad, I guess, or your circle, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, because it can be a simple saying, you don't got to wait for anything or anybody to give you a handout. You can do it yourself. And just think about it, right? And I like using the podcast as an example, because we literally started with 2 mics and a recorder. Now think about that, right? Yeah. But what we're doing now, I got the camera going.
Yeah, you guys don't see this, but like the setup here is fucking dope.
Thank
like
you,
it's
man.
so nice. Yeah.
So, we have the camera recording. We got the 2 mics going. We got the mixer going. Like, we're doing it right now. Like, we're creating something right now where, like, you just got to figure it out and apply it. Like, apply your own work and the knowledge that you get from the internet. Everything's on the internet now. Yeah. Literally, you can, dude, there's so much to learn out there, right? Yeah. Like, that's available for anybody to learn. And, we're going to put this out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and different radio. I mean, dude, we're on every major streaming platform. So everybody from all over the world, in Belgium, Germany, Virginia is our highest listened to state. So shout out to Virginia.
Shout out to Virginia.
Dude, yeah, everybody out there in the VA loves us. So shout out to you guys. And, I mean, that's how it is. And we're spreading the word that, hey, got the homie here, Mind and Soul, the owner of fucking Mind and Soul. I mean, how good does that feel to know that, like, my homie here owns his own clothing company, bro?
It feels good because when I was younger, I didn't think it could happen, right? And you know what? I was talking to my friend Manny in another podcast. Shout out to Manny Mouthpiece. I was living my life through what I saw on TV. Like I thought like this is what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Follow the path. Stay here, college, school, get in a bunch of debt, buy a house, and then just fucking die.
That's it. Like a pattern, right? Like the pattern that everybody, I would say 95% of people follow. 90 to 95%, right?
Yeah. And I thought that that's how it was gonna be. Like that was my life. Like this is what I have to look forward to. And then one thing I started to catch on to is like seeing a bunch of people and working with people, right? Like throughout all my jobs, is seeing what I didn't want to be like, because I was like, this is what it looks like to be at the end of the road. Not pursuing something, or like not challenging yourself or whatever, just getting complacent or being comfortable with just doing nothing or doing whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not me. I'm a rebellious in that way because I just wanted more. And I thought like, going to work or whatever, working overtime and all this stuff would get me more, but it really didn't, because I was sacrificing time.
Exactly.
So
bro.
Once I took that into consideration and like all the things that I missed out on, like first birthdays, my nephews being born, parents' birthdays, like all this stuff, because I thought working was the way to do it.
Yeah. It
really messed me up, because it was a time, and I'll tell you this now, because like between 2021 and 2022, from November into January, I'm 29 now, but like I feel like those 3 months, man, I've never been so tested in life, man.
Okay.
Because like, my sister's boyfriend died of COVID.
Oh shit.
And then like 2 weeks later, my dad had a heart attack and a stroke. And then like the next thing you know, it was my family was hitting like some situations where they needed help and stuff.
Yeah.
And then same with my in-laws, dude. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? Why? And then, that question, why me? And all this and that came in my head. But I was like, you know what? Stressing is just an option, right? And that's when I was like, I gotta really puff up my chest or whatever and really get things done here now, because personally, I've never been through something like that. So it really hit me in a way where like I felt like breaking down, bro. Like I've been through a bunch of other crap, but just those 3 months of just like my family, them being in San Diego, and then my family here, just like all this stuff piling up, and it was just like, it hit me so hard. It hit me different, right?
Yeah.
So instead of like, I guess like breaking down, I stepped up. Like I'm going down there, I got to do something, right? So I flew down, talked to my sister. She was heartbroken, just a mess. And then I go and see my dad. He's in the hospital. And of course, he's full of pride, right? Being who he is, and just not showing any like, oh, like this didn't affect me whatsoever. And I was talking to him, and I spent the whole entire time I was there with him in that hospital, right? Because I'm like, Dad, you literally just had a heart attack and a stroke. Like, what the heck,
Yeah.
So he's just trying to act tough, and I was like telling him, like, you don't have to pretend to be this man right in front of me. Like, just let it out. Like, we're humans. We're both humans. You need to like express yourself right here, right now. nobody else is here. Like, my mom's not going to judge you. Mm-hmm. My brother's not going to judge you. Just talk to me, And then we had a talk that, even now, like, it kind of brings me to tears, but it was just a very, very good moment that I had with my dad. And I walked, his first, like, I want to say victory lap with him, because he couldn't walk, man. He couldn't use his left leg and his left arm. And I helped him walk a lap around his hospital floor.
Yeah.
And after that, they're like, wow, he's been in bed for 2 days, whatever, but now he's moving. And thank you for being here with him. And I spent like 3 days with him in that hospital. And on the 4th day, when they let him go home, he walked out of there by himself.
I remember seeing that on your stories. Yeah.
And I was like, that's the champ right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. You walked out of here. We're going home. And I'm like, you need to go to physical therapy. You gotta, take those slow steps to a full recovery. And after all that, I had this epiphany where I was thinking about time and how I used so much of it working and just doing stupid stuff, or just not like doing what I need to get done, whether it's like chores or like getting this design done that I promised or whatever. And it hit me where I was like, you know what, man, I really use a lot of alibis and excuses to do nothing.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I was like, and none of them like were good enough anymore, because I felt like we're very limited on time. And if you want another better example, look at COVID, right?
Yeah.
Bam, surprise. And no one saw that coming. So after that point, I really just started grinding super hard, like just started getting in the zone. Just started focusing on what I wanted to do and where I'm going and how I'm going to do it. And, thank God for my wife helping me through all this. I've reached a point where I'm completely debt free. I am going to invest in like my first official asset. I'm starting another LLC. So I'm going to have another brand under another company under my belt. That's going to be the hub to everything. And then I'm just going to keep pushing forward there, because I want to take all that time back into my hands and be able to do what I want to do every day.
Dude, and that's so dope, man. And I feel like, it with all those hard times that you had to face, it almost feels like I really kind of lit a fire, like a little bit more, like that really motivated you now to where I really need to get this into effect in order for me to really, like, time is short and we have a limited amount of time, all of us, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know. That's just the reality in life. And it's unfortunate to say that, but at this point, you just want to make it worth it. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, like, I think about my wife, my daughter, like, I definitely want to do something. So down the road, it could definitely just give me time to do whatever it is I want, whenever I want, at my own discretion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like we both think about that same thing. And it's like I said, I give you so much kudos, because like I said, it's only within a certain circle of people that I see. I feel like you overall have overcome so much to this point, bro.
Thank you.
It motivates me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it motivates me to push me to be like, how can I do something different? How can I figure out different ways to get this out, the Tipsy podcast, to the masses? You know what I'm saying?
And thank you.
And that's important to have people like that, because like with you, with Bree, Guada, Trippy, anybody else that I miss, I'm sorry, but I like seeing that, because it motivates me. Like, fuck, I need to get on my A game now. Like, if you don't have anybody like that around you that motivates you, I feel like, and I'm not gonna say it's like a waste of time or anything like that, but it's like you want to have people on that scale to really push you even more with whatever you got going on, outside of your regular 9 to 5. It's important to have people like that around you. And it's really awesome to see that you're really evolving, and I'm watching that, and I'm watching that growth, so it's almost like I say, though, with everything you just said, it's motivating you more than ever now. And I see that, because the way we talk, we have conversations, I see that growth. Like, I see that passion to really fucking kick it into third gear and really go at this point,
Yeah, third gear. Shout out to Luffy.
Is there really a clothing brand called Third Gear?
No.
Okay.
From One Piece.
Oh, One Piece.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you're talking about this next LLC. Do you want to get into details about that? Like, what does that consist of, or
Yeah. So I'll give you a little hint, because I want to make it a reality. Manifest
For sure.
that. So it's just gonna be the production of having complete control of everything that I'm gonna do, which is the screen printing, embroidery, making garments for everybody, and being able to just leave my 9 to 5 and make that my 9 to 5 because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do with my life. I found a way to like make money off of it, right? So that's what I'm just gonna commit to, and that's the creative outlet, and it's gonna be the plug for all creatives, right? And it's like a perfect business plan because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to do something similar to what I'm doing, right? But just don't know what to do, don't trust like a vendor, just don't know where to start. And that's where I come in, and I'm just like, you know what? Here's my blueprint. You can come even visit the office. I'm about to lease this an office so I can get everything there, and you can literally just come to me, and we can do it together. We can do it together. You can be there in person. Nitpick stuff if you want or whatever. Not too much, right? Because that gets annoying. Right? But I'm just trying to be more transparent, right? Because I've learned throughout this process that like when people are comfortable, they put their trust in you, and then when you got that trust, you can just grow off of that because that's huge. Because I've personally spent a lot of money on samples, bro. A lot of money, to get to where I'm at to make the perfect product. And I know that everything I do and what I'm talking about isn't like isn't like something short of like being it, right? Whatever it is, right? But I'm just going all in, man. I feel like this is the right move. I didn't hesitate to sign the paperwork or whatever to get this lease going and all this stuff because, everyone sees, the success stories right when they start peaking, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see the years or the days or whatever to get there, right?
Exactly.
Make that big bucks overnight, and they're like, "Oh, you did it this way, blah blah blah." Nah, man, you don't know the trail that it took to get to that.
What really went into it to make it to that point,
So if people are want to like start their clothing brand or like have this idea, I did the homework, So you can come to me. I'll help you out. We'll negotiate terms because nothing's gonna be free, right? But I definitely will not steer you in the wrong direction.
And that's cool to have, man. Like a good source to really go to really learn and apply it to whatever it is that, whatever individual approaches you, they can apply it to whatever business they got going on in regards to like, their own clothing line or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's good. And I would definitely, hey, talk to my boy here if you want to go that route.
Yeah,
he's definitely a walking book in that because I've seen this man really put his mind into it and really absorb everything that he can. Everything that he could back then, and then use it and apply it to his own clothing brand, Mind and Soul now. So definitely, I vouch for that. It's is that one of the reasons why you moved to Seattle? Because I know you told me you moved recently. Is that one of the reasons why you want to be close to that? That main hub.
Yes. So I'm living on First Ave now. At first, I was against it because I was like, man, I don't want to move to Seattle, right? I was like, let's go into a house, right? Because the market's like all crazy up there.
They're stupid crazy.
It's fucking insane, right? But shout out to everybody that made money off of that.
Definitely, yeah.
I know people that are living good, but when we moved to Seattle, we went and like looked for a bunch of spots, and we found one really nice loft that was close to the Space Needle, but it didn't have that like Seattle vibe, right, or that downtown vibe. So we found this place, and it's right like in the heart of Belltown. And I was like, this is downtown. This is what it feels like to live downtown. I can walk out to my porch and bam, I see it like, a traffic camera, Big Brother, whoever
right, and they're watching you.
Yeah, and then street lights, and I'm like, this is it right here. This is what it's like to live in Seattle. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're living in the big city, right, while you're young. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm living in the big city while I'm alive. Huge difference, Because I ain't young anymore, right?
Yeah,
or however you want to say it. I'm 29. I'm just living. I'm doing what I want to do while I'm alive, right? So once I changed the perspective, it like everything started changing around me, right? And that started inside. But living in Seattle has put me in a place where like I can literally walk to all these events, man, anywhere. Like Ballard, where Nectar Lounge and a few other events are going on. It's only 10 minutes away now. We got Elevated Lounge that just opened up. Stadium, Cervejo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. I always say it wrong.
It sounds right. It sounds right. Don't worry about it.
So now it's all in walking distance, the Crocodile, right? And that's where I wanted to be, because I feel like that's pressure, right? And I'm not like living comfortable. I mean, I am at home, but the thing is like it's pressure to do something while I'm there is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know, so instead of like just kicking it, let's go outside. Let's take walks. Let's go to these events. I have like lined up to meet with certain owners, venues, and all this stuff, because I'm gonna pitch them some ideas that I have and whatnot, and see what they want to do with it. But being in Seattle has really, I've been in there like in a month and a week now. Man, I've been out, man. We've been out, you know, all day, and it's been good, man. I really like it. The feel is different, and I feel like just from being in there and like, you know, getting my foot into this like movement, it was the right decision yet again, right? And that's just me. That's just me going with like my gut, right?
Gut instinct.
Yeah, dude. And if anyone wants to fight that, like, you should stop, because I don't know how else to explain it, but like following my gut has led me to everything I've ever wanted, man. It's weird, right? But it's good, man. It's a good feeling, because I can say that confidently now, because prior to that, I would always be second guessing myself all the fucking time, you know?
Dude, same here, dude. It's kind of weird to explain, like you said. It's almost like, it's like, you know, you plan on doing something, and if you miss it, you're gonna be kind of like mad at yourself. Yeah. So you want to be sure, like, no, fuck it, I got to do it. Yeah. Just, you know, like, it's just like that constant bothersome thing in your mind telling you, go do this, go do this, go do this. And it's just like, until you do it, like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, so this feeling can go away. Yeah. But then you're caught in the midst of it, knowing like, oh shit, this is good thing I did. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Dude, great minds think alike, brother. I'm telling you, man. That's why I definitely wanted to have you back in the pod and really chop it up with you. The bonus rounds, what we're gonna call these officially, the bonus round. Yes. But I mean, I know we're getting close to that time, but just a few more questions, maybe two. What do you have lined up in regards to your next drop, or what is like going to be the main focus? I know you said you were doing the Creative Outlet LLC, yes. But in regards to Mind and Soul, like, what do you have coming out that's we can expect from that?
Yeah, so I have I'm gonna print, because right now Mind and Soul, since I've switched over to this vendor, I've been releasing just like high quality garments, right? Shirts, sweaters. And now I'm going into a phase where I'm going to start designing on the sweaters, which is going to be a collab with my cousin's brand, Colors. And it's going to be something that I want to release by June.
Okay.
But if it gets delayed, it's fine, because, you know, we're calling the shots.
Oh, dude, you're your own boss, bro. That's the best feeling, right?
Yeah, that's the best feeling. So, you know, one thing I've learned is not to rush perfection, and I want this to be perfect. So that's going to be the next drop with the designer tees, right? And we're going to be releasing the long sleeve shirts coming up as well. And that's what I've been building up towards, because starting the LLC, right, another project with this project going on, has like made a lot of things slow down.
Yeah.
But it's also helped me focus on like what I need to be doing and where I should be going, because I try to take on a bunch of projects on the side, right? And it was just like too much, dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm stepping back, and I'm just going to focus on this, and then just go. And I'm going with it, you know?
Definitely. So this is kind of my own personal question. So is it really just you doing this whole thing by yourself?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude.
Man, for some reason, I thought you had like maybe one or two other people involved with this whole thing. Maybe like even your wife helping you out, like, hey, scheduling your stuff out or something like that. Again, this is from what I thought.
She's helped me with the shipping, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like the business plan design, getting people involved, all this stuff is just me, just going all out on it. And you know, to quote one of the greats, Little B, you know, out there,
B, the bass god out in the Bay Area. Oh, so we gotta talk about that real quick though.
Yeah.
So so I remember, again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just telling it from what I saw. He commented or he commented or liked some of your stuff, right?
Yeah. So So I watched this like long documentary about him, because I was like, you know what? I listened to Vans Look Like Sneakers, right? And that was a good song.
Yeah.
And then I was like, everyone was always saying like thank bass god, right?
Thank
so
the bass god.
so I was like, I gotta dig deep into this this bass god, right? Who is this guy, right? And it's Little B, man. And it's this guy that came out of San Francisco and then like just started this wave of just bass, right? And I was like, what's bass? You know, so I looked into it, and bass is just pretty much being yourself, right? Like you are fucking cool the way you are, right?
Yeah. Just not giving a fuck, literally. Yeah.
Just making this movement of just like self-belief, like loving yourself and like all this stuff. And then I dug deeper into it and I was like, man, this guy's like, why isn't this guy signed? Nothing. And people like were paying, like saying that this guy's like releasing 1,000 song mixtapes, 100 song mixtapes, and I'm like, holy crap, dude! And they're like, that is some worth, that is some fucking worth ethic, bro. Yeah. He's not signed, he's not like nothing. All of that is him, bro. That's just him doing it by himself. He's making like these like 3-bit fucking music videos and fucking fish stores and stuff and Walmart or whatever. But he's like releasing it, getting thousands of views, tons of followers. He's protected by the bitch mob, right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's his following. That's their
the bitch mob, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Skinny jeans and Vans, bro.
Shout out to the bitch mob, man.
Yeah, dude. You guys get down, you know, and they protect him at all costs, right? Okay. Like if you try to go at him on the internet, bro, they come after you
in waves, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't fuck around from what I've seen, you know. So I've been messaging him and I was like, dude, check out my stuff. Like, what's up? Thank you, bass god. You know, sending him all these like DMs and whatnot. And he finally got back to me. And I think it's because I was just bombarding him with shit. And he's like, he liked some of my stuff and was like, hey, if you want to do business or like, you know, have me shout out some of your stuff, here's my email address. This is who I do business with. And then we can talk about that later. And I was like, holy shit, it worked, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, shout out to the bass god, right? Okay. So there he is, Little B. And that's when I was like, bro, I can pick up on that worth ethic too. So that's why I was like, let's go, Miguel. Let's see what you can do, right? So that's where that's at. And shout out to the bass god, man.
Shout out to the bass god, Little B, man. That's dope. So I mean, I don't want you to spoil too much, but can we expect something in the future?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, dude. I'll even fly into San Francisco, you know, see if he's down to meet up.
Because, shit. Just like that, right?
Yeah, why not? He's out in San Fran. And, you know, it's just crazy to see this guy with no, like, label behind him.
No backing, really. Yeah, it's just him.
You know and he's dropping, like, a 996 song mixtape, bro. And you got, you know, and we got rappers that we look up to or whatever that are, like, making it, you know, not doing shit, you know, except taking our money or just like dropping a few songs here and there and teasing people with stuff. This guy it got no backing, no label, nothing, and he's just pumping out music, bro. And I was like, that's it right there.
The work ethic, impressive for sure, right?
Dude. Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard when I like dug deep into him, and then just like everybody saying that he's like one of the biggest influences in hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, dude. Man, like I said, the work ethic itself speaks a lot. It speaks in volumes because for someone to stay consistent in something that they like he probably enjoys doing it. Yeah. I mean, that says a lot right there, right? Yeah. So that kind of like, hey, fuck, that motivates me. Yeah. Fucking be consistent and just start fucking shooting those darts, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, man. That's awesome to hear, bro. Well, we're winding down on time. I know you probably got to head out. I mean, we're definitely going to enjoy some food, though. I promised this man some food. So we're going to definitely enjoy that. But let the people know where they can follow you at, where they can catch your merch, if some of it's still available, or just your website, just anything, all your socials. Let the people know where they can follow you at, bro.
So you can find me on Instagram, DonMiguel7, and or Mind and Soul Collections. That's where I'm at right now, and that's where I'm working with. Facebook, of course, Mind and Soul Collections, and just follow me for all the latest. It's gonna be big, man. I'm just gonna go all out, and I know that a lot of people don't know how to start like a brand or an idea. So don't be shy to give me a DM or email, whatever it is.
Nice, there you go.
Because I'm here to help, bro. That's one thing that I wanted to do, and just feeling that way and being just consistently myself, being based, right?
Yeah.
has got me so far in life because I've come across a lot of challenges, right? And I'm just so happy that I just, you know, this is who I am, bro. Like, you know, we're shooting this shit and I'm still at this energy even outside, you know.
Yeah, same deal. He's the way he is on camera, he's off camera. Like I said, I'm vouching for that, and he is who he is on camera. I mean, that's just plain and simple to say it. But that's dope, man. That's dope that you're offering that. And I bet you there's, you know, I hope that if with people in that line of work, or they want to get into that line of work, definitely do reach out to the homie here. I mean, he'll definitely school you up on what he can and, you know, fill you in with some knowledge. But yeah, bro, again, thank you for coming through. I know we are tied up in time because we got our lives outside of work and all that. Yeah. But I definitely am thankful for having you on the podcast, and definitely go check his stuff out. Mind and Soul Collections. Yes. So we're going to close this out unless you got anything else to say. You want to add to that? No,
just some few shout outs. You know, shout out to my wife. Shout out to my dad, mom, shout out, brother, sister. You know, Eduardo, Brett, Tip Touch podcast. You know, definitely listen to their stuff, and all the homies that supported me through this journey, bro. And that is the most important part of success: is the journey, not the fucking end result, bro.
Dude,
because you will fucking. Don't give up. Yeah.
There you go. Bars, baby. Bars. That's motivation. Yeah. So with that being said, people, you can catch this on Spotify, TuneIn FM Radio, Apple Podcasts, but make it easier for yourselves. Follow us at the Tip Touch Podcast on Instagram, where we provide a direct link in our bio that'll take you wherever we're available on. So make it easier for yourselves and click that link and just add us on Instagram. But till then, we're signing out. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care of yourself. We love you. And as always, peace, baby.
Yes, cheers.